Prime Minister Boris Johnson has agreed to resign on Thursday, ending an unprecedented political crisis over his administration.
An official in Johnson's Downing Street office confirmed the Prime Minister would announce his resignation later. The official spoke on condition of anonymity because the announcement had not yet been made. Johnson had rebuffed calls by his cabinet to step down in the wake of ethics scandals. He gave in after more than 40 ministers quit his government and told him to go. It was not immediately clear whether Johnson would stay in office while the Conservative Party chooses a new leader who will replace him as Prime Minister. Previously, two of Britain's most senior cabinet ministers resigned Tuesday, a move that could spell the end of Prime Minister Boris Johnson's leadership after months of scandals. Treasury Chief Rishi Sunak and Health Secretary Sajid Javid resigned within minutes of each other after a day in which the Prime Minister was forced to acknowledge he had to change his story on the way he handled allegations of sexual misconduct by a senior member of his government. Johnson has been hit by allegations he failed to come clean about a lawmaker who was appointed to a senior position despite claims of sexual misconduct. Following news spread that Prime Minister Boris Johnson has agreed to resign, ending an unprecedented political crisis over his future that has paralyzed Britain's government, the Prime Minister office, that Johnson will make an announcement later.
An official in Johnson's Downing Street office confirmed the Prime Minister would announce his resignation later. The official spoke on condition of anonymity because the announcement had not yet been made. Minutes before the news broke, Treasury Chief Nadhim Zahawi called on Johnson to resign just 36 hours after Johnson put him in the job, while another newly appointed cabinet minister quit her post. Zahawi said that Johnson knew the right thing to do was to go now. Zahawi was appointed late Tuesday to replace Rishi Sunak, who resigned, saying he could no longer support Johnson after a series of ethics scandals. Education Secretary Michelle Donnellan, who was also appointed on Tuesday following the resignation of her predecessor, announced her resignation Thursday morning. Cabinet Office Minister Michael Ellis told the United Kingdom Parliament the government and civil service would continue to function after British Prime Minister Boris Johnson agreed to resign on Thursday following days of defections that crippled the controversial leader and left him unable to govern.
It was not immediately clear whether Johnson will stay in office while the Conservative Party chooses a new leader who will automatically become Prime Minister as well.
The government and the civil service will continue to function in the meantime as they always have done and as they have done historically. Of the House of Commons will continue, and there are ministers to continue in place. I cannot preempt the Prime Minister's statement, but I've spoken to the Cabinet Secretary today, and government and civil service will continue to function